Hey, yo, what's going on? Once again, bros, women, bronies, and pikes. This is the one, the only, of course, Mr. Nintendo, Sony Free 2011, aka Cruising Guy 2009. Of course, you guys don't wrestling to this channel. Before we begin, definitely check out freenow.com. And of course, I'm going to Susan.net. 50 people on official channel, banner design, their picture specifically made for you. I'll put the links to all their social media networks and other accounts as first possible. And of course, our business partnership program, best partnership program I ever had. And of course, check them out on Google. So today, without further ado, let's begin. So today, or tonight, as I should say, because it's already dark. I've been doing a lot of these videos at night more than day. You've seen a couple of them in a day, but more on the weekends, unfortunately. Because the weekdays, I've been doing a crap ton of work. That's why I barely have any time to do videos in the day than I do at night. It's been a hassle as far as reality goes. I'm not going to get into it because it's very personal, but I will say life's a bitch sometimes. It is a huge bitch. But anyways, let's get back in a good time. So, Splatoon, one of the co-directors of Splatoon, one of the main head honchos, the one that was one of the CEO directors of this video game, which is called Splatoon, or as some people like to call it, Splatoon. He came out with this thing saying 70 to 80% of Splatoon user Nintendo players use motion controls frequently, 2 months after the launch. So this is from mynintendonews.com. I'll put the link in the description box below if any people are interested in looking at this thing. And of course, a link to one of the guys' videos I made this. So, yeah, here we go. I meant to make a two-parter in this, by the way. So it goes on to say that, let's see. It seems as though motion controllers are preferred over control schemes over the choice of the majority of Splatoon players. The news comes from Splatoon co-director Tosanaba Sakayuchi. I think so. Tosanaba Takayuchi, which has stated in an interview roughly that 70-80% of the players use gyro controllers for better perception when taking out players, quote unquote. It says about 70-80% of the players using the gyro controllers, says that's not to say that we were forcing it on them using the gyro controllers. Let's see. From that point of view, we think that the gyro controllers are the best way to play Splatoon. The reason being that there are two main movements. You need for a shooter is first, number one, moving the body to the other side is by aiming when you're shooting. In the sense that we think for Splatoon, the gyro controls are suitable movements and a lot more of a precise or of a persistence to be able to be really experienced to the game. Much better used and a lot more of a better experience, unquote. So, and that's pretty much the whole thing right there. I thought there was going to be a lot more than that. I guess that's it. So overall thoughts, views, and opinions. Like I said, I don't have a Wii U. Like I said before, earlier, not in this video, but earlier in the last video I made about King K. Rool possibly coming back into Smash Bros. Ballots, and not just for that, but maybe Sakurai can hook him up and finally get this dude on the freaking game. As so many fanboys like myself for the Donkey Kong series would love to see that happen, since he wasn't in Tropical Freeze or Donkey Kong Returns, which was a bitch, a pain in the ass, slap in the face for me when I saw that. I really wish they would have brought him back. I really do. But it is what it is. But anyways, yeah, hopefully Microsoft ends up letting Nintendo have the rights to him once again, like it did back in the 90s. Other than that, let's talk about Splatoon though. As far as everything goes, and I think I had this running, yeah, I did. I will say this. Oh my god. As far as motion controls go, I'm not sure. I'm not really big on the Wii U. I am big on the Wii U. I never really got a chance to use it very much when it was out, especially when I was at my old spot before I ended up leaving there, which I'm not going to say why, but let's just say I was very hard-headed like 5 years ago. I guess it's, in a way, the guy, I think his name was Subatsi Sakarachi. I think that's what his name was. Subachi's Sakanawa, or I don't know how to pronounce Japanese. They are so damn difficult to pronounce. I will say this. I guess he's half right, 50-50 right. Maybe some people really like using that big jumbo like screen remote, gyro remote to like take more players out. I could see that being more of an advantage than a disadvantage. you have two screens. You got the one in front of you, and then you got the one that you're watching, like one of your tablets on your iPhones or your smartphones or your Androids or something. That totally makes sense. But at the same time, and there's other people that like to use the original Wiimotes or the real old school Wiimotes or whatever that like to play that style of Splatoon. I myself, the only remote I got is for my PS3, and that's it. And for like my Nintendo 3DS and new 3DS, that's the only thing I use, obviously. It's pretty crazy. When you use the remote for a certain specific amount of time. The only other two ways Sony and PS1 and PS2 have ever done before PS3 and 4 out was Dance Dance Revolution. I mean, you literally had to use your whole body and the movement of your feet if you wanted to play that game. And they even came with the playmats back in the early, I think, mid-2000s. Same thing that happened to Rock Band, and the same thing that happened to Guitar Hero. Same thing that happened to two other games, too. If any people remember the late 80s or the 90s when they used to have the Nintendo Glove and the Duck Hunt Dog thing. I don't remember the Nintendo Gloves because that came out in 87, and I was like 2 years before I was born in 89. So I never got to use that, unfortunately. Maybe I'll find that at Goodwill or Salvation Army one day or somewhere on eBay or Amazon where it's not over $1 billion to get, hopefully. Those things, I think they're really pricey as fuck if you try to find them on eBay or Amazon. I've looked at the price. I think the cheapest is probably like $30,000, 30 grand. Literally, that's the cheapest one I found. And I don't have that type of money, so that's insane as fuck, by the way. I don't know how the hell people afford things like that on eBay or Amazon. It's ridiculous, but hey, if they have a high-paying enough job and if they're rich as fuck, hey, go for it. Knock yourself out. I mean, if I was rich, I would have gotten a long time ago, so just for collectible reasons, I remember the Duck Hunt Dog. I played that back when I was like 5, 6 years old. I can barely remember. I was just barely learning to walk 2 years after I started playing Duck Hunt Dog. One of my most favorite Nintendo classics of all time, next to Super Mario Bros., the old school Metroid, and I'm trying to think, Excitebike. One of the first 3 Nintendo games I ever played. And then later, late 90s, which would be like Donkey Kong Country, all the Legend of Zelda games, Pokemon, Mario Bros, Kirby games, all the Metroid games for Game Boy Advance later on, and of course, one of my all-time favorites of Nintendo games, Star Fox, which was early on 64. I only got to play it at my cousin's house back then because I didn't own one. I only had PS1 and PS2, and that was it. And of course, Game Boy Color and Advance at that time when it was still relevant, of course. And Neo Geo Pocket. I don't know if any people that were born in the late 90s or 2000s or you were a kid at that time, if you remember Neo Geo Pocket and N-Gage, they didn't do so well. I remember I had one for about 6 months until it like completely fried out on me. And I ended up giving it away to Goodwill because I was a cheap bastard at that time. 10, 11-year-old me had no concept of money. Not like I do now at 26, but back then, man, I was real quick to jump the gun. I made not last minute decisions. A lot of them were bad. There were very few that were good. And thank God I was a child because I would have been an adult making decisions like that now. I would be in prison, pretty much. But anyways, last 2 things I want to say about this whole Splatoon story is that, my God, I don't know what it is. The thing that they need to change about Splatoon is like there's a couple of glitches in there. They really got to patch them the hell up. I mean, because there's certain glitches where you can get a shit ton of money like really fast, ginormous amounts of money, 30, 50,000, almost quarter millions and billions of dollars on that thing, and it's ridiculous. It's not fair for the people that don't know those codes, And I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't found out about this unless they patched the glitches by now and other people has said to their Nintendo Direct officials, not Direct, the official Nintendo Twitter, the official Nintendo Facebook that is owned and operated by Reggie Fils-Aimé and Miyamoto, since Satoru Iwata, he's no longer with us. They're able to like have all their developers and producers and all their employees, respond back to the fans and let them know that there's this glitch that they got to fix up ASAP, So I'm surprised nobody has said nothing about that unless they want to get away with easy digital money. By all means, go for it. It's right there in your freaking face. And then the last official thing I want to say, this has nothing to do with Splatoon now. Actually, no, it does. I'm still a little pissed off that they still haven't put like Splatoon official characters like the Squid Boy and the Squid Girl in there. Like, it's kind of weird. I mean, I know it's a brand new IP. It's been out for barely 3 months, and I didn't grow up with it because, I'm a grown man now when I saw it. But if I would have been back as a child and I had to do it all over again, but I would have been born in early, late 2000s. I was growing up as a 2010s kid instead of a 90s kid. Holy hell. The age gap would have been a lot more different. I probably would have been so addicted to so many shitty ass games it would be ridiculous. Legit. To be totally honest with what happened. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I want to say. They should make better amiibos for Splatoon too. I mean, they should make one for the octopus girl. I think her name is Octalali, Octamali. I don't know what her name was. That bummy sea serpent, sea urchin like squid. That's always on the corner. Like he's looks like he's selling drugs and alcohol, but he's just selling like superpowers and weapons and upgrades. I think his name's Spiky. They should make one for him and for her. And they need to make one for that other dude, the one that's the little nerdy octopus in the glasses. He looks funny as hell. He looks super hilarious. And they need to make a better like Squid Splatoon too. Obviously, the Squid Splatoon is a symbol representation of the old school like jellyfish that used to attack Mario back in the day. Pretty obvious. Except the only difference is he's not old school attacking Mario anymore. They're attacking each other now. I'm surprised that they didn't even put like a special edition of Mario in this game for Splatoon, since he's pretty much the poster boy and poster child of every Nintendo game that comes out since like the late 70s, early 80s of the arcade decades. It's insane stuff. That's all I have to say. So links in the description box below, link to the video I will put in the description box below, and of course in the annotation on either side. Peace out once again, bros, women, bronies, pegasisters. I will see you when I see you guys. A good day, have a good night, wherever in the world. Don't drink smoke weed at the same time. Don't talk to reckless. Keep it calm, keep it cool, keep it chill, keep it collective out there. And until then, next time, guys, peace out. Later, goodbye. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon. Brand new videos on the channel almost every single day. And until then, next time, guys, I will talk to you guys soon. Guys, take it easy. Stay safe out there, wherever you're at in the world. And as always, like I do say, people, stay in the grind, stay easy, stay healthy, all that good stuff. Be easy, be you, do yourself. I'm out like sauerkraut and gone. I'm getting the hell out of here. Until then, next time, guys, stay tuned for more future content on this channel. And as always, stay tuned for more updates. See you guys soon. Ladies and goodbye. Hashtag Splatoon needs better updates and more better amiibos. Talk to you guys later and goodbye.